What is good? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Attack in Third. I'm your host, Patrick Ryan Bernard, and Steve is currently right now. He should be coming into the show a little later. Steve Fuentes is covering Union 2 for Edge Affiliate Sports. So pretty much you're going to be with me for quite some time. But listen, and again, where do we kick off? Where do we start with this Philadelphia Union team? And it's becoming the same old record with this team. We can't win at home. Can't win at home. Only one win so far on the season at home. 1-4-3. One of the worst home records in the MLS. And things have to change. But it's the same story. You and I can complain about things that need to change, the adjustments on the field that need to be fixed. I don't know what Curtin's doing. I don't know what the front office is doing. You have two parts right now on this team that are banged up. It's been inconsistent as far as playing time. Two of the most important positions on the squad. And the front office has yet to do anything. You're just going to ride this out, I guess. You're just going to ride out the fact that you have a banged-up goaltender and a banged-up playmaker. Álvaro Silva has been standing on his own. He's playing okay back there. But when you see that the fact that this Philadelphia Union team gave up a goal. Just under a minute of playing time. For Montreal, forced the turnover. Took the ball downfield. Quick plays. Finding space. And unloads to the back of the net. Where Álvaro Silva was 2 inches away from getting any kind of rebound. It's embarrassing. Under 1 minute of playing time. You can't be playing like that. Not in this league. Now, granted, things kind of turned around. Of course, the Union season was everything in this game. Right? Fall behind on the scoreboard. Daniel Gaza gets you a free kick. Miguel Ua finally gets on the board. All right, he finally comes alive. He beats the one-on-one defender. He finds the back of the net. But that was on. They didn't get anything going again, not until second half. I don't get it. This team didn't show up till second half. They came out of shoot on fire, but then Montreal tied things up, and that's where we leave. That's where we left it at. And now, and this is like, again, this is Montreal. A bottom feeder. A bottom feeder team. You're giving these bottom feeders reasons to live. What's going on? I mean, again, I remember 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Subaru Park was a tough place to play. Opponents used to fear coming to Subaru Park. That's changed within a 2-year time. You get your cheesesteak and come around and slap around the Union. I'm just saying. What's happening to this Philadelphia Union team? I mean, Montreal, like I said, just got creative on you. This defense just leaves plenty of holes. Oh, my main man. Lou Greco checking into the program. not the gobbler. Yes. Lou Greco also says needed reinstruction to the defense. I totally agree with that one. The defense needs to get their heads out of their butts. There needs to be the ball went past the 10 other players before it went. And it's right. Again, there was a little bit of space, Lou. There was that much space, and that's all the window they needed to execute the play. A little shimmy pass. Now, I don't want to butcher the guy's name because I'm horrible at soccer names. I'm terrible. Terrible to try to even pronounce his name. But it was just the fact that this kid went out there with this much of a window. He's got an open look. That's all it takes. And so there's times where I see this Union team that is just getting beat off the ball. The defense looks cooked. I don't know, guys. The defense looks cooked. And I can sit here and complain. But like I said, your next two games. This is luckily you're catching a break here. But your next two games. You're within 48 2-3 day window. You're gonna have to go Father's Day weekend. You got Miami coming in here, then you got to travel out to Cincinnati, two of the best teams in the MLS as far as Eastern Conference. Are you kidding me? You got to face that gauntlet, and again, last time the Philadelphia Union got a win at home was March 30th against, at the time, the best team in the West. So maybe they'll show up. I don't know. It's typical Philadelphia with this team. They can't play against the bottom feeders, but they can show up against the contenders. I'm not sure. I don't know what the heck's going on. Lewis says, when Jason gets back from the Union 2, ask him about some of the young defenders. Yeah, you're going to need some. Because what you have on the field sucks. And I believe what I saw on Friday and Saturday, how about that? How about Chris Elliott getting a red card? Getting the red card. No, CF Montreal got a red card themselves. But, again, this team has no discipline on defense. There's none. There's absolutely no discipline on defense. And it's been like this for a while now. The last time this team looked good was against one of the worst teams in MLS, against New England, out there. I think I can name about 9 kids on my street could beat New England right now. But this team has to get together. And like I said, I'll settle for the draw. Worst case scenario, I'll settle for the draw. But we need to come up with some W's. And when's the front office of this Union team going to wake up and smell the coffee? That you needed, maybe like Lou said, bring up some young defenders. Start shopping. Do something. Come out of pocket for something. I get it. This is what this Union team does. They just build through the farm system. Well, don't you have something on that farm? What do you have walk around on that farm? Chickens? I mean, come on. Get the next goat in line. I mean, that's all I see walking around on defense: chickens and cows. Now you got me talking about barn animals. Way to go. So, but yeah, it's kind of a disgrace of where this Union team's at. It's you need to play better than this. The defense needs to step up, leaving too many holes, too many. It's like the same cycle all the time. Sounds like the same broken record. Apparently, every opponent has the tape out on the Union defense. Has their tape out on you, Jim Curtin. And we've made no adjustments. None. The striking can be a little bit better, to be honest. We all got excited about that Uwa goal. I mean, really, granted, did he beat the one-on-one defender? Yeah, I guess you get excited for that. But you just need to play better. You gotta find some playmakers. And we have a playmaker that's banged up all year long. He's constantly in and out of this lineup. And we don't have an answer. We don't have a plan B. I mean, like I said, Gaza, great. He's great on the free kicks. He's terrific. Absolutely led the league last year in goals. Perfect for that. But what else do we have? What else does this Union team have? They're sitting right now in the 8th. And about 2 months ago, this team was knocking on the door of the second seed. What else? What's up, Adam? What's up, buddy? It's my man, Adam. So, Adam, if you're talking Union here, talking Philadelphia Union, talking about trying to figure out the problem, again, I'll settle for the draw. But how many draws are we going to keep taking and watching? When are we going to start finding some W's? Yeah, I agree with this, Lou. Lou says the only spark the team has is Bedoya. And you know what? He has been their spark. But that spark quickly goes off when you have him starting rotation. When you have him off the bench, he's a little bit better for that. But yeah, he's one of their, I will say that's probably been one of the better moves I think the Philadelphia Union has made. Is by keeping him around for another year. Because he does that, he gets other guys involved, he gets the whole team going. Spoken as a leadership on and off the field. He does those things. But again, you're relying on one of the, if not the oldest player on the team, to come up for production, and it's just not there anymore. That just tells you that your farm system is just, it's not producing like you want it to. Look what the rest of the league is doing now. If you want to be talking about it, you're going to have to come out of the pockets. God rest his soul. This is Gus was always mentioning this. Look at look what's running the MLS right now. Look, a team 2 years ago was the MLS doormat. Miami was the MLS doormat 2 years ago. Little cha-ching comes out of a pocket, and now all of a sudden they invest in gold. And when you invest in gold, you get gold back. You got Messier down there. You got a plethora of some heavyweights down there in Miami playing for you. And this team here, this team's, like I said, it's bad. It's bad. They need to come up with some playmakers. I don't know who's going to step up. Adam says, what players do you think that need to get turn the tides for the Union? Well, Steve, that's a great question. I'm sorry. Well, Adam, that's a great question because there's plenty of guys that need to step up. I just need to see more consistency, Adam. I think the rest of the Union fan base just like to see consistency. Avenua. This has been his best year so far. He's been a little bit more productive this year, but we need more of it, especially now. If you guys remember when Embiid went down, the sole focus was going to be on Gaza, right? So now with no Carranza, Jim Curtin needs to get a little bit more creative with what he has on the field. He needs to get a little bit more creative with Gaza and Uwa and the senior Bedoya and McGlynn. No, you're probably not going to see McGlynn for a little bit because he just got the call up. So now what? What do you have coming in his place? So they're just going to go right back to the farm and see what they have. I mean, they just take whatever they can out of that farm, and they just expect a diamond in the rough to show up. My main man, Dave Yarno. What's up, buddy? He goes, hey, what's going on, Goller? What's going on with you, Dave? Glad you joined us and stopped by. But yeah, I mean, do you really want to mess with a Messier right now? You know, the way we can't even show up at home against a Montreal team. We can't show up against a Montreal team. Are you kidding me? And then you're going to Messier come in right after that? He's third in the league in goals with 12. He's first with 13 assists. Luis Suarez, right behind him in goal. No, tied with him in goals. You got a juggernaut about to come in there, and you can't get yourself right with a bottom feeder. What's this Union team going to do? This was the get right game at home for you to fix all your deficiencies on defense against this lonely Montreal team. And I get it. Montreal had won 4-2 at home last week, the week prior against DC. I get that. They came in and smelled themselves a little bit, but we could have been playing a little bit better than this. Like I said, this was supposed to be the get-right game for us. Fix all of our deficiencies on defense. And you let that slip through our hands, and now you have next week, you have a hungry Miami team that's going to come storming through here, led by Messier. This is trouble that we don't want. This is trouble that we don't want coming through Philadelphia. Now we're going to take that on. You're going to have to take on that juggernaut. And then prior to that, a couple days after that, you have to head out to Cincinnati and get ready for that hot mess. It's not going to be no day at the beach. The next two games for the Union are going to be tough. Real tough. And I don't know if they got what it takes. If you can't beat Montreal, what? I mean, I expect come next weekend, Father's Day weekend, which there were nothing, what's supposed to be nothing but blue jerseys out there. I think we're going to see nothing but hot pink ones, all loaded with number 10 Messier. You can see nothing but Messier jerseys, hot pink jerseys. Look like a bunch of flamingos sitting out there. You know, you think, people think that in New York, with Ranger fans and Knick fans taking over, that the Wells Fargo is bad. You haven't seen anything yet. Wait till Messier shows up here and you see all those jerseys turn to pink real fast, rocking his jersey. And by the way, that's got to be the ultimate slap in the face violation. The fact that this guy showed up for a World Cup. We've been trying to get packed in Union fans to come through here, but this guy shows up here and it's a packed house, sold out, and doesn't even play for your team. You show up just to see the enemy. Come on, man. So I'll leave it to you guys, man. I mean, again, maybe I shouldn't be dismayed with the soccer team, or should I? I mean, I just don't want to see this club getting wasted. Lou said it best. You need young defenders out there on the floor. Apparently, what you have now is just not answering the bell. And if you're not going to go shopping, you better go down to that farm. You better check out the barnyard animals that you have in there. And hopefully there's a goat walking around somewhere. An divided goat walking around. Because all I see walking around on that soccer team now is nothing but a bunch of chickens and cows. But guys, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back. Check out one of our great sponsors here with Edge of Philly Sports. And I'll be right back to you on the other side.
If you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. If you want to travel with the pros, then go to PhillySportsTrips.com. Philly Sports Trips features premium travel and tailgating experiences for the best fans ever the Philadelphia sports fan. Philly Sports Trips has self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and even the Union. They even offer day trips for more local games. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com, sign up immediately, and tell them EOP sent you. Do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2024 season, including the Brazil trip week 1. Jump on it now before you lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to PhillySportsTrips.com and don't miss the next great Philly sports moment.
All right, guys, we are back. We are live right here on the Edge of Philly Sports. A lot to get into. The Philadelphia Union are on a bye week again, and most of the teams are on the bye week. It's kind of a little bit of a real light schedule as far as MLS is concerned. But, guys, again, a lot of questions. Again, we're right back to it. More questions and answers with this Union team. What's this Union team going to do? What's this team going to become? What's Jim Curtin going to do? How many times are we going to hear, someone's going to step up in that locker room and say something? It's become, now I'm at the point of, is Jim Curtin's message getting across? Because if other players in that locker room have to step up and say something and nothing's getting done, I don't know if he's just lost the locker room, or the team is just not that good. It might be a little bit of both. This team might not be that good. You only have really one consistent striker. 2. Kozak's been a little bit more productive. But outside of that, and Uwe once in a while, you get a Wagner maybe here and there, a Bedoya here and there, Jack McGlynn here and there, and then it's just blank. Blank. It's just blank. It's just like, again, it's like flat soda with this Union team. Just nothing really creative. It's just painful to watch, and I feel bad for all Union fans. When's management going to answer the bell here? What do you have for an answer for Saturday? Because the product on the field is just not going to be good enough. Sorry. That product you have on the field, not doing anything for you. That's right. Lou says should be brought while Elliott's out for the weekend. Yeah, listen, Elliott's going to be out for the weekend. And again, guys, if you don't know, Elliott got the red card. It was weird. It went from yellow card, and then the ref changed it, and he went to the red card on him. Yeah, very weird. Very weird. But anyway, listen, he's going to be out. He's not going to be playing this weekend. He usually gets cold. This is quite some time I noticed he's been underneath that red card microscope. But like I said, though, it just needs to be better. Just needs to be better across the board. The defense, again, Glasnost needs to be better from head to toe. It's just so many holes. I just don't. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe because he's run the same formations, the 4-4-2, the 4-4-2, the 4-4-2. It's the same formations all the time. There's nothing different. Nothing changes. Like I said, flat soda. Jim Curtin's a usual man, and this is not for him. This usually sit in this spot. Should I be blaming Jim? I don't know. I mean, I'm just going based on what he has, but I mean, I get it. This is what's in his kitchen. This is what's in his grocery bag. This is, oh man, one of my favorite guests have now joined the hotline. What's up, CTH? CTH says, Joel FC. Listen, CTH, what do we do against Miami? You tell me, CTH. I mean, it's. Listen, you got this week to rest up, and that's the only, I guess, saving grace for this team. You get another week to think about what kind of attack you can come up with, and then shortly after that, you have Cincinnati on the back-to-back. This team, I mean, they're right now like on a cliff, hanging on to their playoffs lives. After this weekend, after the next couple of games, you could be outside looking out, outside looking in. You could definitely sit to that, 10, 11 seed, if not careful. But it wouldn't surprise me if this team shows up and somehow pulls the ultimate miracle out. I expect the beatdown to happen. I don't expect the best to happen for this Union team. I'd be shocked if they did. So real quick, I just pulled up the standing. Sorry about that. I hit something. But yeah, if not careful, the Philadelphia Union can fall down to the 13th seed. It's not going to be pretty. So, speaking of, from doing his duties, and
What is going on, everybody? Oh man! Oh no! Now we lost Pat. And it's just me. Yeah. So just got back from the game where they lost, and it's a kind of becoming a thing down there at Subaru Park where it doesn't matter if you're a Union 1, Union 2. I don't know if there's Union 3 out there, but if there were, they'd probably be taking an L right now at home. But things need to change, and it's very grim above Subaru Park. And I was listening to Pat in the show on my way back home from the Union 2 match, and a lot of what I was hearing was no answers are being no questions are being answered, I should say. And there he is.
yeah, I'm back. Yeah, it's a little difficult, but I'm back.
Here we go. So, man, it's grim over there above Subaru Park, man. It doesn't matter if it's Union or Union 2 or Union, because Union 2 just picked up an L. 2-0 is Cincinnati. So it's like, man, oh man, bad days right now.
Bad. It's bad days. Luke Greco checking in because we are losing 9 players for international play. I want to get you caught up on some of this from Lou. He brought some solid points here. He says, "What's your take on Union trying to bring up young defenders?"
Just watching them tonight, that first half against Cincinnati 2 was all defense. There was 1 shot on goal for Cincinnati 2 in the first half. Union, their offense wasn't really doing much of anything, but Makana, I believe is how you pronounce his name, and Pierre, solid defenders who could easily step in for moments. And I've seen Makana on the bench at times for the Union, for the first team guys. And there you go. He said it right there. Should be brought up, and it's true. And not for anything that I think Elliott did wrong when he got that red card. I think that was a soccer play, and Curtin was adamant about that after the match. How he made contact with the ball first, and it was such an overreaction call by the ref that not to even go to VAR to get a second look at it was crazy to me. And even after the match, I think the Union said they were going to be protesting that red card. But there's guys out there that they could be using. The youth is there. And why Curtin's not using them, it is I don't know.
Well, so I discussed prior to you hopping on, this is going to bother me. And like you said, why isn't Jim starting to use some of the other guys? Why aren't they doing anything about it? Why aren't they making any kind of plays? And so it just, like I said, it bothers my mind. Look what you lost to on Saturday. You lost to a Montreal team. Like I said, granted, they beat DC 4-2. They're probably smelling themselves a little bit, getting themselves a little confident. That was probably their get-right game. They needed that win. But this is also a get-right game for the Philadelphia Union at home, and they refuse. And again, under 1 minute, you give up a goal. You give up a goal under 1 minute. Just, again, quick little offensive plays from Montreal. They find guys open, and there's so much floor spacing. They're creating their own shots, and then all of a sudden, this game right here was their season in a nutshell. Down Gaza gets the free kick. Ua finally shows up, gets on the scoreboard, and that was all in the second half, mind you, coming out of there. And then of course, just with that little bit more hungriness, Montreal ties things up, and then here we are walking out with another draw instead of a W, where this was supposed to be 3 points, and this was supposed to be a get-right game at home, because now what you have coming up, you get a little break. Sure, you rust up, but now you get the best player in MLS coming on to your doorstep. If you can't get right at home against Montreal, what do you think that guy's going to do to you? He's going to thumb you. I mentioned his stats, 12 goals, 13 assists. Do I need to say any more about Messier coming through here? He's going to pick the team apart.
Yeah. And if the fans weren't upset, before, how do you think they're going to feel, and what sort of faith do you think they're going to have going into this match? So you already have a fan base who I heard you on the way when I was driving home saying that there's going to be a lot of pink jerseys, a lot of pink 10 jerseys in that stadium on the 15th. And I hope this isn't a whole bunch of Philadelphia Union fans' Father's Day gift, because it's going to be more for the experience than it is for, I hope they get a win. But the one thing that my biggest takeaway from Montreal is not even the fact that they gave up the goal, less than a minute in, but it's once Montreal got that red card, in the 45th minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when the Union decided, oh, well, we can play now. Then they get the 2 goals, and then all the momentum is with them. But then Elliott gets the goal, or Elliott gets the red card, and now we're level, and all of a sudden, a team that is minus 12 in goal differential is back to playing and probably being better than the Union. So it's like the Union need to go up a man to be able to pretty much be good. Because
Yes.
when you're playing full strength, you're getting exactly what you've been saying. You're getting undisciplined defense. The offense has come around, but when you're playing down 56 seconds into the match, it's like, giving them a point, and it's ridiculous. How can you continue a game plan when less than a minute? It's got to go out the door. It's got to
Yes.
go out the window. Any game plan you had. And it's just constant mental errors, undisciplined play, Curtin not making adjustments. I will say he brought in the subs at second half, right, right from the start, and that was I'm glad to see that. But I'm with Lou about bringing some of these young guys up. You have no other choice. You got 9 players who are going to be gone. You got no other choice. So something's got to get done. They're
Yeah, he
they're,
says
they're an 8th seed team. They're an 8th seed team, plain and simple.
for a reason, and he says they need to try a new formation. They need to try the 2-2-2-2-2-2-1 formation. So,
I mean, at
yes, and
this point,
then
try it, right? Try it.
yeah, try and CTH saying that Messi is not playing. So, uh, listen,
Yeah, he won't be there, but
even so, without Messi even on the floor, you still got Luis Suarez.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You still got, he don't even have to be there. Like I said, this is a Montreal team that came rolling through here, and we couldn't name one player from there, but they got guys who thumped this Union team again with under a minute. So listen, and like you just said, did we skip film day on this team? Did we not look at it? Did we not know what Montreal was going to throw at us? Because whatever they threw at DC, pretty sure they were going to piggyback it and bring it to South Philly, and we didn't do any of the adjustments. We just sat there and with our hands full, and it's become such an old record. Like I mentioned prior, Jim Colonel, and I know you heard it down there in the press conferences. Karan stood up and said something big. Whoop-de-doo. That's your job to say something. And I don't know if they lost his message or the talent on the field is just not good enough. And you're missing your number one striker, and you're missing your number one goaltender. You might as well at this point pull up the big white flag and just go like this. I mean, is that what you're telling your fan base? I mean, a little confused here. I mean, so far Simla has been okay. I'm not going to say he's been a complete effort between the pipes. I will say at best he's a C+. But other than that, again, you got Patrick Waugh, not to go hockey terms, but you got Patrick Waugh between the pipes with no defense in front of you. You are the goalie's only as good as their defense. The quarterback's only as good as their offensive line. There is no defense in front of this man. And like I said, it only took them under a minute for them to force a turnover, come the other direction, get creative, a simple pass, connect, hit the back of the net, 1, 2, 3. That, and then of course the slow and methodic, take your time, and then here, let's go start playing soccer in the second half. Can't be doing that. This team has a lot more questions and answers. I'm starting to question that coach. I'm starting to question the front office. I get it. This team, Jim has mentioned it. They're not going to get out of their pockets. And they're not going to pay talent. Fine. But go in that farm system. What do you, I get it. We're not going to find a diamond in the rough. I get all that. But hi, goodness, is there a potential of a goat walking around here? All I see is chickens, cows, roosters. is there anything relate to it, or anything close to a goat? I mean, I'll take a sheep at this point. And here I am talking about pharma. Louis dropping in. He says Nathan Harold needs to be humble. He was on the Union podcast claiming he's one of the most athletic on the team.
I mean, he is though.
Yeah,
he is, and he's been able to be he's been plugged in different positions and stuff. And I get it. A lot of people don't like when people kind of praise themselves and for certain things. Like, I know a lot of people get on LeBron for self-proclaiming, he's the greatest and stuff like that. So I get where Lou's coming from there, but he's pretty damn good. He got called up for the U.S. national team and everything, but yeah, sometimes it's better when other people praise you than doing it yourself.
Yeah. So listen, I get it. We're not probably going to see him. Jack McGlynn's not going to be here. They're getting their call up, but
lots of guys.
I don't know, man. Steve, I mean, only one home. When you look back at only one home win so far, when you take time to evaluate what you have, and only one home win so far in the season against a team at the time was looking really good, and one Minnesota team. But that was March 30th. We're talking 7 weeks ago.
Months.
We're talking 7 weeks ago. Months. Months ago.
That sucks to say. That sucks to say. And I'm looking at the schedule now. You see June 15th at home versus Miami, most likely loss. June 22nd against Charlotte, who just made a big signing. Who knows what that's going to be? Yes. July 6th against
a big time playmaker.
Yeah. Who, when are we going to get something like that? My goodness. But then July 6th at home against the Red Bulls, top team in the East. And then finally, you're going to get a Wednesday game. So July 17th on a Wednesday night against New England is the first match at home, or the next match at home that I feel confident that they could get a win.
And that's half your summer.
Now get the summer vacation plans a little bit, maybe. Some of these home games, some people maybe Subaru Park's going to be empty. League's
I'm on
a good time for people to showcase what they can do with the young guys.
Listen, desperate times call for desperate measures. Luke Greco said individually breaks down the team dynamics. So he was talking about the whole Nathan Howard right there.
And he's got a good point there about that, because you look at how many of these guys are having really good individual seasons, right? Gazdag is for a while he was top 5 in the league in goals scored, right?
Yes.
You got Nathan Harriel, you got Jack McGlynn, both of those guys being called up to the national team because they're playing great. You got Quinn Sullivan, who has really taken that next level in his game to where he's kind of, taken a new role, so he's having a good individual season. Kai's really having a good individual season. You look at Elliott these last few games, he's having really good individual performances. So where's the team dynamic in this? And you said it earlier about they got the tape on these guys. Well, when you don't have any additions to the team, you don't really need any new tape, because it's like, hey, let's just they're going to get older, we're going to get younger and add new pieces. So just based off that alone, we'll be able to figure them out. And there's nothing new. And the only way to fix it is the front office got to open up those pocketbooks and start bringing some people in.
Yeah. Again, you can keep on, like I said, scouting through your farm systems all you want. But I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, if you want to be talk about product, and again, the whole reason why the eyes are on MLS is not because of Philly, it's because of Miami and the things that, because they brought in Messier. I mean, like I said, the only kind of publicity that we got about a month ago is because of a 14-year-old kid and a raccoon. I mean, this is not what I signed up for, and then, of course, like I said, that man's going to come walking through here. Yes. Listen, you got
I got the card.
You got his player card. You got stats.
Look, it came in this official
nice
thing and everything. I was like, oh man, I was like, I got to get me one of those. It's one of the bright points.
Got himself a playing card. He's got stats.
He's got stats.
Wow.
At the time, he had more minutes almost than Ty Baribo, I believe, on the field. I was
That's pretty bad. And the whole 6 months he's been here. But yeah, listen. Again, but this is the. I don't know what the Union are going to do. I mean, you have to try to figure this out. You have to try to hope for the best, man. It's weird. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully you get Carranza back. That's going to only save grace right now. It's hopefully getting Carranza back. Because if you don't, it's going to be a long day, a very long day. Unless, like you said, they find some kind of diamond in the rough coming off the bench that they're going to bring up from you two, get them kind of trained already, and say, listen, start clicking on all cylinders. I mean, like you said, Quentin Sullivan's been a great, has stepped up his game, been a great addition to his team. Sylvia's been okay. I mean, there's a couple bright spots. Uwa's been getting on the scoreboard more consistently. Just get a little bit more out of them. I would like to see. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, Dan Gazdag, I mean, great. We all know he's a free kick machine. But, I mean, you need about two more pieces out there that you really can use right now if you want to be a contender. If not, I mean, like I said, if you lose these two games, you could be possibly sitting at that 12 to 13 seed.
Oh,
and once you start falling, it's hard to climb back on that ladder.
The fact that there are teams worse than the Union right now, they're sitting in eighth, so that means there's 7 worse teams in the East right now than the Union. And for me, it's just hard to fathom that there are teams out there who are playing worse than this club right now, and that they don't have as many points. And it's just, Montreal, you said it. Montreal is supposed to be the get-right game for them at home. And if this team, if they can't even do it against them, it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season.
Well, I'll tell you right now, as far as home record, they are the third worst team.
Yeah.
Third worst team.
It makes sense.
You have New England, Orlando, and us right now, as far as third worst home team. Greco's checking in, and Luke's saying Real is the best utility player.
Yeah, and he's gone.
Yeah. But, yeah, like I said, he's gone. So that's not going to help us. Great. Third worst home team in the league. And rightfully so. And on the road, it's a whole different story.
Just keep
this
them.
team is undefeated. 3-0-5 on the road. I mean, I don't get it. You're untouchable on the road, but I mean, I guess you guys focus on the team, and I guess you just, I don't know. You're one of the bomb feeders as far as home records, but yet a champion on the road. I don't get it. It sucks because the next two games, you're gonna be hopefully they can split it. I don't know, but they gotta figure this out against this Miami team that's going to come in here, and then you have to go out to Cincinnati within 3 days. It's going to be tough. Real fast, let me get through.
What sucks the most? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, let me get through some of these great sponsors, and then we're going to come back. You get to your point, And then, we're going to get ready to wrap up the program and all that fun stuff. So let's get to let's pay the bills.
If you get hurt at work, in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or affected by criminal law, you call David R. Cherry of the Cherry Firm. Cherry Law Firm is here to fight for you and get what you deserve. Cherry Injury Law is a dedicated, well-established personal injury law firm built on the promise of aiding the seriously injured throughout the state of Pennsylvania. If you have been seriously injured in the state of PA by the negligence of another, and if you have questions for a Westchester or media personal injury attorney, please don't hesitate to call. Call 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Let David R. Cherry fight for your right. And again, that number is 610-565-0300 or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. When you're staying local and you want to watch a great game or just hang out with some great people, go to Dolan's Bar at 24 East Sellers Ave in Ridley Park, right off I-95 south of the Philadelphia airport. For over 65 years, Dolan's has thrived because of one reason: the amazing people of Philadelphia. Great music, great times, memorabilia, giveaways, great drinks, and great food. You never know when a former Philly sports icon walks through that door. You go to Dolan's at 24 East Sellers Ave, Ridley Park in the 19078. Tell PJ that EOP sent you. Go to dolansbar.com or follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Great moments don't just happen, they happen with you in the crowd. Sherry'sTickets.com is easy to use and has no hidden fees. The price you see is the price you pay. Pay less, play more with Sherry'sTickets.com and get the tickets you want. Save even more by using the exclusive promo code EOP10 and share an experience that will live on. Don't pay hidden fees and save 10%. Why use any other ticket reseller and get those hard-to-come-by tickets to the big game? If you need a more personal touch, give them a call at 610-494-5050. Sherry'sTickets.com also has great theater and concert tickets that are hard to get your hands on. Remember, don't overpay with the rest and save with the best at Sherry'sTickets.com. For that next great moment, save 10% by using the promo code EOP10. Great moments start at Sherry'sTickets.com.
There you go. We are back. We are live, and man, still. So, Steve, before we, like I said, a lot of concerns showing. Like I said, again, Union fans have more concerns than answers, or more questions than answers. So, Steve, what's your thoughts though? You were about to make a point.
Is we sit here and we'll complain about all these ties and stuff like that, but if the next two matches against Miami and Cincinnati, if we were to walk away with a draw, we would be like, hell, that's like a win against those sort of clubs. And so it's like, it's just so, like, I don't even know how to feel, week in, week out. It's literally night and day, game in, game out with this club on, man, draws suck, but then when they're against certain clubs, it's like, well, the way this team's playing, that's kind of like a win. And it just can't continue the roller coaster. I don't even like roller coasters. I don't like Six Flags. I don't like Dorney Park. I don't like going to none of those places. Get me off of it and let's just smooth sailing. But it's hard to imagine seeing that with the schedule up ahead.
No, and listen, I would settle for draws. I would settle for a couple draws if it worst case scenario. And like I said, just the way how this team's playing, just again without your number one goaltender and your number one striker, and if you could just settle for a couple draws, I'll take it. It's not the worst thing. You can still get a point out of it, so that's happy to hear. But it's weird. Like I expect the worst. I don't feel comfortable at all here, thinking there's going to be W's involved. But if they walk out with a couple, they said a couple W's, I'll be shocked. I might faint. We'll see what happens. But listen, before we get out of here, you know what we got to do. Lou Greco's coming in. He says, any ideas who the club can pick up when the transfers open back up?
So I actually,
Steve.
Yeah, I saw something about this Uruguayan striker Nico Lopez.
Okay.
There was a rumor from Mexico from a report that cited that the union are among multiple teams who are rumored to be watching him and keeping an eye out on him. The only thing about him is he's older. He's I think he's 31 or 30 or 31, and for a union that's ancient, for bringing a player in of that age. So that's the only thing that makes me kind of just feel like it's a actual rumor. But the fact that there's even a rumor, where how often do you even hear there's nothing ever? So the fact that that's kind of getting out there, Sugarman's got to play that money though, which it's hard to imagine him doing that.
Right. Right. Well, again, once that window opens, man, open the floodgates. Open the floodgates right now.
Yep.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it, and I'm hoping that they're going to do something like that. We'll see. But yeah, Steve, plugs, takeaways. Saturday there will be no union soccer, so we can actually catch our breaths a little bit. But Steve, I gotta go to you. If you have a meal of the day, what's it going to be?
I'm actually Saturday doing a golf scramble. So afterwards, there's a dinner.
Nice.
They got pork tenderloins. There's gonna have stuffed chicken, veggies. Yeah, the whole rice, everything. He's hooking it up. This guy that I know, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. No union game, like I said, I can focus on how bad my golf game is and go from there, and then eat up afterwards. What about you? What do you got?
Me. Someone called the Gobbler and told him that he needs to get down to Westchester and take on this pizza challenge.
Are you going to do it?
His belly can only last so long before he starts making his ride out to Westchester and go beat up somebody's grill. So, and listen, I had one of my guy I just talked to the other day. He came to my job and told me Fox Pizza is the real deal. Tony Fox Pizza. So if Phil Stifel's listening, and listen, that's the kind of news Gobbler wants to hear. So Gobbler's going to come down there and take on this pizza challenge and knock it down. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got going on. Really, I looked at the schedule. It's there's not really too many contender matchups to even watch. I mean, the only one you got is actually Friday.
Yeah.
And that would be the NYFC taking on Columbus Crew. That's next Friday, rather. But other than that, I mean, this schedule, I mean, it's really light with really nothing. Gobbler, give challenges a break. No, Lou. I'm going to take on this. And by the way, Derek Cheater over there, he cheated. He did not beat me in the Hoogie challenge. I beat him. Joe,
I was going to say,
Joe
I saw that.
If you're listening, you're a stiff, phoning a fraud. Huh?
I saw that and I was like, oh man, he took that L. I was like,
no. People cheated. They cheated me. This what he had Judge's pocket, and it's pretty bad when he turned my uncle against me. But that's a bold move, and I'll let Joe Picardi eat on that one. That little snot-nosed punk. Listen. Let's get ready to wrap it up here. Final thoughts and plugs. Before we do, Steve, I'll go to you. What should the union do on their off time?
Stay away from each other. I think the union got to get away from each other so that they, so that when they do come back, it's almost like, oh, wow, it's a new face, essentially, like get away from each other, spend time with their families on this off week, and come back hopefully still as angry, hungry to go up against, because they know who they're going up against and they know who's not going to be there. So it's like, just try and get these 3 points. Get the youth. Got to get some youth. It's got to be new faces. And that's what I'm looking forward to. But you can find me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Soldier Steve 247. And then putting out the articles on eopsports.com. Hopefully by tomorrow at some point, I'll have the Union 2 article up from tonight's match. So just going from there, and anywhere else, really, EOP. I think on next Tuesday, I might be hopping on Fairway to Heaven again with Phil.
Oh,
so having fun, man.
Golf action.
Yep, having fun here at EOP. Yeah, anytime I actually golf, I always try to then get on with Phil so that I'm in the right mind, in the right mindset for it.
I like it.
Right.
I like it. Well, listen, guys, again, here, guys, catch me PM in the AM will be my next stomping ground with that big dope Mike Laro. You catch me with him. And listen, for me, Philadelphia Union, my message to you, you got beautiful, beautiful new practice facilities. Put them to work, get to work, and work as a unit. You know what I mean? Take the Mamba mentality to the fields, and let's get this thing fixed. The whole team, ownership, from ownership all the way down to towel boy, get out there and start hustling. So that's the kind of stuff I want to see. But again, guys, Pat from Ambler on X on Twitter, give me a follow. Again, guys, we want to say thank you so much. Hit that subscribe. One thing I gotta give my man Lou Greco. He is a teacher he's a trainer, instructor for PennDOT. He also always gives EOP its props. So I will give him that. So guys, we'll catch you later. For me, Steve, we're gonna wrap this bad boy up, and we'll catch you next Thursday. Getting you ready for Miami. The pink flamingos coming rolling through here. So, all right, guys, we are gone, and we'll just tell you, have a good one.